The laughter that wasn't funny, unpacking the Tanganyika epidemic. Imagine laughter, typically a sound of joy and release, spreading like a virus, becoming uncontrollable, incapacitating, and forcing schools to shut down. It sounds like absurdist fiction, yet this bizarre scenario became reality in 1962 in Tanganyika, the nation now known as Tanzania. This event, the Tanganyika Laughter Epidemic, stands as one of the most perplexing and well-documented episodes of mass psychogenic phenomena in modern history. The epidemic reportedly began modestly in January 1962 at a mission-run boarding school for girls in the village of Kashasha. Starting with just 3 students, fits of uncontrollable laughter began to ripple through the student body. This wasn't brief amusement, it was prolonged, debilitating laughter often accompanied by crying, restlessness, and sometimes fainting or pain. The situation escalated rapidly, overwhelming the school's ability to function and leading to its closure by March. However, sending the students home only dispersed the phenomenon. As they returned to their villages, the laughter spread, infecting other communities, schools, and individuals, seemingly jumping between social groups without a clear vector. The epidemic waxed and waned over several months, eventually affecting an estimated 1,000 people and contributing to the temporary closure of 14 schools before finally subsiding around 18 months after it began. The symptoms experienced were profoundly unusual and distressing for those involved. While uncontrollable laughter was the defining feature, it was often paired with its emotional opposite, intense bouts of weeping. Sufferers also reported significant restlessness, anxiety, and occasionally physical symptoms like rashes, pain, and respiratory problems. Crucially, medical investigations at the time found no evidence of a conventional infectious agent, toxin, or underlying physical illness responsible for the outbreak. The pattern of spread didn't conform to known diseases. It primarily affected adolescents but also adults, and seemed linked more by social proximity than biological transmission. Given the lack of a physical cause and the nature of the symptoms, scientists and health officials eventually concluded that the Tanganyika laughter epidemic was a striking case of mass psychogenic illness, MPI, often referred to historically, though less precisely now, as mass hysteria. MPI describes a phenomenon where psychological distress within a group manifests as shared physical symptoms. There is no organic cause, but the symptoms experienced are real and genuinely felt by the individuals. It often occurs in closed or cohesive social groups under significant stress, where an initial trigger can spark a cascade of similar reactions through unconscious social contagion. Understanding the potential triggers requires looking at the context of Tanganyika in 1962. The country had just achieved independence from Britain in December 1961, a period of immense political and social transition, potentially generating underlying societal stress and uncertainty. For the students in rigid boarding school environments, academic pressures and the strictures of school life could have added further strain. It's hypothesized that within this stressed environment, an initial, perhaps unremarkable, incident of laughter or a stress-induced reaction in one or a few individuals acted as a trigger. Others, observing this behavior within the shared stressful context, unconsciously mirrored the symptoms, leading to a domino effect. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic remains a fascinating and somewhat unsettling chapter in medical and social history. It vividly illustrates the powerful connection between the mind, body, and social environment. Far from being a humorous anomaly, the uncontrollable laughter was likely an outward manifestation of collective anxiety, demonstrating how profoundly psychological stress can translate into physical symptoms and spread through a community. It reminds us that health and illness are not just biological, but are deeply intertwined with our psychological state and social worlds.